I wrote my goals my freshman year at Michigan State. I wrote kind of like stepping stone goals. First it was to become a starter. Well, actually, first it was to become on the traveling squad. Means that if you go to away games, they take you. Then it was to become a starter. Then it was to become All Big Ten. Then it was to become All-American. Then it was to win the Outland Trophy. Then it was to be the first pick in the draft. And my roommate, he said, well, what are they? So I read, the traveling team, and he's like, yeah. Then I read become a starter by next year. And he's like, probably because the guy in front of you is graduating. He goes, and unless you just lay an egg, you're not going to start. And I said, All Big Ten by my third year. And he's like, that's going to be hard because there's a lot of good teams in the Big Ten. And if you're going to be one of two of the best in the Big Ten, I mean, you're pretty good. And then he said, All-American. He said, pipe dream, especially being from Canada. And then when he said, #1 player in the draft, he said, can you please repeat that? And I said, I'm going to be the #1 player taken in the draft. And he busted out laughing. And he said, I'm not laughing at you. He goes, there's just one guy a year. There's just one guy a year. And you know what I said? I said, why not me? Why not that guy be me? And I said the same thing sitting in a treatment center in 1995 in Detroit, Michigan, in the back row, thinking to myself, what a pathetic loser I am. I had Tony's greatest plans of building his empire got me into a treatment center in the back row. And they had all these people stand up that were in treatment, probably 40 or 50 of us. And they said, okay, and they were doing a statistic thing. They said the first 2 or 3 rows sit down. These people won't be sober longer than 30 days. These are statistics. He said then the next row, next amount of people sit down. And it came down to like 1%. 1 out of 100 will stay sober the rest of their life. And I thought to myself, why not me? Right? Okay, I wasn't the first player taken in the draft because Dallas needed a quarterback. Okay, he was pretty good, Troy Aikman. He was all right. He did all right. I think he did all right. He was a starter. The guy they drafted behind me did pretty decent, Barry Sanders. I mean, he ran pretty good. It can cut and slash in the Hall of Fame, along with Troy. 4th guy drafted, Derek Thomas, set NFL records for sacks and games, one of the best outside linebackers probably to play, played defensive end, outside linebacker, phenomenal athlete in the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, he passed away from a car accident, I don't know, probably 7, 8 years ago, in the Hall of Fame. 5th guy taken, Deion Sanders. He didn't run across the field, he glided across the field. The guy was unbelievable to watch. And he did pretty good. He returned some punts back for touchdowns. He made it to the Hall of Fame too, and was a starter, right? So they're your top 5 picks. And which makes my story to the media even bigger with the failure, because the other 4 are in the Hall of Fame. And it's okay. And I'm like, this is okay. Because I went to Green Bay, I was taken where I was supposed to be taken, and I went through the lessons that I needed to go through, and I called Green Bay a village, which if you want to win friends and influence people, that's not the way to do it.